Hello friends, and welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today we're going to learn about the animal food chain, also known as the trophic pyramid. Every living thing needs energy in order to live. And this energy is found in the food they eat. Living creatures are situated on various levels of the food chain, depending on what they eat. Fruit and vegetables are at the bottom of the trophic pyramid. These are called primary producers, as they can make their own food. They do this through a process called photosynthesis, which is a combination of the sun's energy with both water and nutrients obtained from the soil. On the pyramid's second level are the consumers. The consumers are all living things which feed on other living things. They are divided into 3 groups. The first is dedicated to the primary consumers. These are the herbivores, which are animals that eat directly from the producers, like these zebras or these cows. The secondary consumers are animals which feed on other animals. They are carnivorous and they eat meat, such as these wolves, this eagle, or this shark. Omnivores are also secondary consumers. Do you remember what they are? They are animals which eat both meat and plants, like these pigs, these bears, or even us, human beings. The last of the consumer groups is that of the tertiary consumers. In this group, we find the scavengers, like vultures which feed on dead animals, which are in a state of decomposition. Yuck! That is really disgusting, don't you think? After the consumers, the third level in the food chain is dedicated to decomposers. The decomposers are bacteria and mushrooms which are in charge of consuming animal remains. The functions of the decomposers is really important as they turn organic waste into inorganic material, creating new energy in the form of nutrient-rich soil. This then completes the cycle of life, as the producers in the pyramid's first level benefit from it, and so the whole new food chain starts. The truth is, nature is very intelligent, and therefore we must protect it, as well as respect it tremendously, including all its inhabitants, for as you have just witnessed, all of them, no matter how insignificant they may seem, are fundamental for life's balance, a marvelous life. So now you know. Goodbye, friends.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello friends! Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today we're going to learn about ecosystems. But do you know what an ecosystem is? An ecosystem is an area where all living things and non-living organisms interact. This river, for example, is an ecosystem, and it is formed by the water, the riverbed, the banks, and all the living beings that lives in it, like this frog, these water lilies, or the shy duck that hides whenever we see it. An ecosystem can be very small, like this pond, or very large, like this enormous desert. Ecosystems are made up of 2 types of components. On the one hand, the physical environment, and on the other, the living beings. The physical environment is made up of everything that influences living beings, such as soil, the climate, or water, and determines which living beings can live in one ecosystem or another. For example, the desert is very dry, so only animals and plants that can survive for a long time without drinking water, such as this slippery lizard or these humpback camels, can live there. There are many ecosystems on our planet, and we divide them into aquatic and terrestrial ecosystems. There are two types of aquatic ecosystems: freshwater and saltwater. Freshwater ecosystems are those with fresh water, such as rivers and lakes, which have water lilies, otters, frogs, and look, our friends the ducks are back again. Saltwater ecosystems are those found in the sea, such as this beautiful reef so full of colors and life with fish, corals, octopuses, and many more living creatures. Within the terrestrial ecosystem, there's a great variety, such as prairies or savannas, formed by large plains where animals such as zebras or antelopes graze. The jungles where the trees are very tall and where these monkeys called orangutans live. Or the mountain ecosystem that usually have a lot of snow. Well, now we know a bit more about the ecosystems. And as always, from Happy Learning, we ask you to take care of them. They're such beautiful places, and we must make sure they stay like that. Bye-bye, friends!
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello everyone, welcome to Happy Learning. Today we're going to look at vertebrate animals. As you know, we can classify animals in various ways, depending on the characteristics we look at. Today, we're going to look at some animals by the internal structure of their bodies. According to this feature, we can classify them into vertebrate animals, which have an internal skeleton, that means bones, and invertebrate animals, like this worm, which has no backbone, in fact, no bones at all. All vertebrate animals have an internal skeleton made up of bones. Bones are very strong and give bodies their shape. They hold it nice and straight. The spine, the backbone, is made up of a series of articulated pieces of bone called the vertebrae, which allow the body to move in a certain way and be flexible. Vertebrate animals' bodies are divided into the head, the torso, and the limbs. Yes, the head, the body, and the arms and legs. Some vertebrates are aquatic, like these fish. Others are terrestrial, like this bear. And others fly, like this eagle. Vertebrates can move in many different ways: walking, jumping, crawling, climbing, and when they have to, running. But sometimes it's not enough. There are also many vertebrate animals that move by flying, like birds and bats. For example, these eagles, which, unfortunately for the fox, are much faster than him. Vertebrates are classified into 5 groups: fish, reptiles, amphibians, birds, and mammals, like this big howler monkey. Now, let's remember the most important things we've learnt about vertebrate animals. Vertebrate animals can be classified into 5 groups: fish, reptiles, amphibians, birds, and mammals. Vertebrates have internal skeletons made of bones. The body of this kind of animal is divided into head, torso, and limbs. They move in many ways: walking, jumping, crawling, flying, climbing, and when they need to, running. So, see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to Happy Learning.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hi friends! Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today we are going to learn about the invertebrate animals. You all know that the animals are divided into two big groups: the vertebrates that have an internal skeleton formed by bones, and the invertebrates that have no bones. All the invertebrates are oviparous, and we classify them in 6 big groups: sponges, jellyfish, corals, worms, mollusks, echinoderms, and arthropods. The sponges are aquatic animals that are sac-shaped, and the body is full of pores. It is very easy to remember this group because many times we use them in the shower for our personal hygiene. Yes, many of the sponges we use in the shower are invertebrate animals. The jellyfish are invertebrate animals that live in the ocean. Their bodies are gelatinous and have tentacles. The truth is that when they appear in the beach, it is very annoying because their tentacles have small venomous stingers that produce very unpleasant bites. Corals are tiny marine animals that produce limestone residue, which give rise to beautiful shapes. Do you know this animal? Exactly, it's a worm. Worms are soft and long invertebrate animals that move by dragging their body in the ground because they have no feet. They can be aquatic or terrestrial. There are some worms that can be harmful, and that is why we must be careful with them. Can you see this snail? Well, snails form part of the mollusk group. Mollusks have a soft body without legs and can also be aquatic or terrestrial. Some, like the snail, this clam, and mussels, protect the body with shells. But there are other mollusks that don't have a shell to protect themselves, like slugs or octopuses. The echinoderms are exclusively aquatic animals. Their bodies have calcareous plates that form a shell. Some echinoderms are balloon-shaped and are covered in spikes that they use to defend themselves, like sea urchins. Others are star-shaped and are of course called starfish. The arthropods are the most abundant animals on the earth. Of every 100 animals that exist, 80 are arthropods. These invertebrate animals have the body covered by an external skeleton called a cuticle. The most common way to classify the arthropods is by the number of legs they have. This way we can classify them in 4 big groups. Arthropods with 6 legs. In this group, insects like ants and flies are present. Arthropods with 8 legs. where, for example, the arachnids like spiders and scorpions are. Arthropods with 10 legs include the crustaceans like crabs and lobster. Arthropods with more than 10 legs like the centipede that, as you can see, has much more than 100 legs and are called myriapods. Well, now you know a bit more about the invertebrates. Bye friends! And don't forget to subscribe to the Happy Learning channel.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello friends! Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today, we are going to learn a bit more about healthy eating. Something very important to all of us. We already know that healthy foods are fundamental for our existence. They help us grow, be strong, and be healthy. To eat healthily, one must learn about the variety and quantities of the food we eat. We need to learn about the food pyramid and follow its steps. Here it is. The first step on the pyramid, the smallest one, is the one about fats and sweets. It's the favored one by all children, but to be honest, it is the worst one. One must eat very little or nothing from this step. Pastries and sweeties are delicious, but they contain a high number of calories, which are very bad for our body. They make us fatter and don't help with anything. In fact, many doctors agree that this sector is very bad for our health. The second step is formed by meat, fish, and eggs. It is very important to vary these foods every single day. You shouldn't just eat meat because you don't like fish. In fact, we should eat more fish and eggs than meat. The third step is all about dairy. This group consists of milk, cheese, and butter. I especially love yogurts. We must eat these foods from 1 to 3 times a day. The fourth step is extremely important because it revolves around fruits and vegetables. These foods fill our bodies with vitamins and minerals and allow us to stay in shape and be strong. Doctors recommend to eat these 5 times a day. If you do, your body will thank you. The base of the pyramid, fifth step, is the group of the carbohydrates. Here you can find cereals, bread, pasta, rice, and potatoes. They are also very important, so we must eat them daily. As well as following the different steps in the pyramid, we need to take into account the advice of doctors and nutrition experts. One must try to eat at the same time every day. Eating with family will always be beneficial, and also drink plenty of water. But most importantly, every day we must do some kind of physical exercise. If we eat healthy and do exercise, we will grow strong both mentally and physically. So now you know. Bye friends! And don't forget to subscribe to Happy Learning TV.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello friends and welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today we're going to learn about the digestive system and digestion. So that our body can make the most of the food we eat, it must first transform itself into a simple substance called nutrients. These nutrients are then transported by our blood around our body to be used and converted into energy. This food transformation process is called digestion and is done in the digestive system. The digestive system is a very long tube through which the food travels and is made up of the following parts. The mouth, this is where the digestive journey begins. The teeth both chop and grind up the food we eat. Once it has been made into a ball, it is pushed down the food pipe to the pharynx. The pharynx is a cavity which shares the digestive system with the respiratory system. It is from the pharynx that the food goes to the esophagus. The esophagus is a soft muscular tube that moves food further down to the stomach. The stomach is a widening of the digestive tube. It creates a movement which allows food with a mixture of gastric fluids. Once this process has been done, it then travels to the small intestine. The small intestine is called small because of its width, not its length. It is actually a lot longer than the large intestine, measuring up to 7 meters in length, almost as wide as a football goal from post to post. Well, it is here in the small intestine where the food digestion journey ends. Now it is up to fluid processes by 2 glands, the liver and the pancreas, to finalize the transformation from foods to nutrients. Once the food is converted into nutrients, they then traverse the small intestine's walls and filter into our blood, where they are then made good use of by all of our body cells. But what happens to the food that our body doesn't need? All that, such as fiber, for example, is transferred into the large intestine. The large intestine is a thick tube which accumulates substances which our organism cannot digest, and it is where water from these substances is absorbed. The substances then form fecal matter, or what we call poop, and it comes out of the anus. It sounds a little bit disgusting, but that's how our body works. Anyway, friends, I hope you found the digestive system and digestion as interesting as I did. See you later, and don't forget to subscribe to Happy Learning.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.